Hi, I'm Julie Trell with Salesforce.com Foundation. I am VP of all things fun, meaningful, and rewarding. And my job at the company I get to work with our fun employees, rewarding organizations like we have on the couch right here today, and meaningful, and to match up this meaningful organizations with our fun employees, and it makes a rewarding experience. So we're here today with 4 fabulous organizations who are addressing some major causes and issues in the world. We have one organization who is going to end world hunger in our lifetime. One organization working to alleviate poverty. An organization working advancing medical research and patient care, and of course universities. So I'm going to allow each of you to introduce yourselves and talk a little bit about your organization, and then I'll start some questions. So welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll start with Rod over here.
Oh.
Sure. Hi, Julie. Well, thank you for having me here. I'm the CEO of Stop Hunger Now. And Stop Hunger Now is an international hunger relief organization. We're based in Raleigh, North Carolina, but we also have locations in 10 cities around the United States as well as in South Africa. And our mission, as you mentioned, is to end hunger in our lifetime.
Great. Jonathan.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Mayer. I'm on the team at Fresno Pacific University. We're a private Christian school in the Central Valley of California, and we are using Salesforce right now to help with our mission of educating adult students.
James.
Hi, I'm James. I work at Fair Trade USA, and we work on global commodity markets to get a better deal for producers in the global south. We use Salesforce throughout our entire organization for everything we do, and a huge shout out for being a great product and really helping us solve all our problems.
Hi, Julie. My name is Adam Barty, and I work at UCSF Medical Center. And as you said, one of our primary missions is to advance healthcare and medicine and research. And we'll tell you a bit more about how we use Salesforce and how in the last few months, since we've gone live, how it's really changed how we've approached the data that we have and can use it better.
Great, thanks. So Adam, I'm going to go back and start with you now. Can you give us little examples how Salesforce has changed and impacted the way you do business, the way you're doing research at your organization, and some successes that you've had, some problems that Salesforce, the platform, has solved?
We're using Salesforce in several different environments, both on the research side, on the campus side of UCSF, and also on the medical center side, where the hospital and clinics are located. And generally speaking, it's allowed us to take data that before lived all over the place or didn't live anywhere at all, and put it in a way, or put it in a place where we can manipulate it and access it and use it in a way where the information means something, and the connectivity of that information means that much more. So we're really at the tip of the iceberg in how we're starting to use Salesforce, but it's really exciting to see how I think it's going to improve our efficiencies and hopefully results and continue to improve patient care and medicine.
Great, wonderful. So James.
Yes.
So many of you have heard of our 1-1-1 model, our
Yes.
1% time, 1% equity, and 1% product, where 1% product we donate to Salesforce to organizations, nonprofit organizations. Our employees are allowed to give 1% of their time to volunteer, as well as 1% equity where we do give small grants. Can you talk a little bit about, you're a prime example of our integrated philanthropy recipient.
Yeah, you guys have been super great with us, and it's been a great partnership, and we really do call it a partnership between us, Salesforce, and the Salesforce Foundation. We've utilized Salesforce staff in the last 4 years on multiple projects as technical experts, people to go to, find out about what's going on. The foundation has given us a couple grants where we've really been able to leverage and move quickly on projects where we just wouldn't have been able to implement before. And it's really just been a way to really, again, kind of leverage the expertise, leverage the people, and really just move quickly and solve a lot of problems we just would have been stuck on.
And talk to me a little bit about how many licenses and how you're using it.
Yeah, so we have 80 enterprise licenses internally, and so we've pushed Salesforce out to every sector in our business. Every department uses it. Everything we do is in Salesforce. Then just recently, we've launched a partner portal where all our main business partners, 800 of them, can log in, add and edit their own information, upload the key supply chain data. So it's huge. So again, we've just pushed it out through every aspect of our organization.
Great, thanks. And so, Jonathan, you're relatively new to using the platform as in the university. Can you talk a little bit about, would you provide some advice or suggestions to other universities that might look to Salesforce, how they're using it, how you could provide some suggestions for organizations, universities who might want to use the platform?
Oh, absolutely. We basically use it to help eliminate the clutter that comes along with the application process. It's not nearly as complicated as certifying someone to be a fair trade organization, but of course getting someone admitted into a program requires tracking a wide variety of documents and tracking really a relationship with that student up until they're ready to be enrolled. And so Salesforce has helped us eliminate that clutter. It's helped to provide visibility of the pipeline of incoming students to the directors making budgetary decisions. And it's just been a good ride getting that up and running. Like you said, that we're pretty new to the platform. We actually went live in February after about a month of configuration time.
That's great.
And we've just seen really solid adoption. We have over 50 users using the system now. A piece of advice for higher education constituents that maybe are considering using the platform is definitely to take advantage of the phenomenal resources that are available through the Salesforce Foundation, through events here like at Dreamforce, and also really to be thinking and excited about the Chatter platform. That's something that we use in our university, and it's made a much bigger impact than any of us had expected going into it. Again, as a newer user, we haven't ever known Salesforce without Chatter, and it's really become an integral part of how we communicate and how we collaborate. And so absolutely anyone that's considering using the platform, don't think of that as a little bonus on the side. Think of that as something that can really change the way that you do business.
Great, thank you. And Rod, talk to us a little bit about the volunteering that we have going on here at Dreamforce.
Sure. Actually, Stop Hunger Now, one of our main programs is a program in which volunteers package these high-protein dehydrated meals. And these meals are used to support school feeding programs in developing countries. And the magical part of that is when you start a school feeding program in a developing country, you not only feed the kids who are already in school, but you provide a huge incentive for parents of kids who aren't in school to send them. So as a result, school enrollment doubles, triples, quadruples. And so that has huge impact on education, literacy rates, vocational training. It helps you begin to break the cycle of poverty in developing countries that makes hunger persist. So we, in fact, have our meal packaging program right here on site. We are one of the few volunteer activities that the Salesforce Foundation has sponsored here on the site. So we're delighted to be here. We've had literally thousands of volunteers come by, and so far we've packaged more than 110,000 meals in the last 2 days. So we're delighted with that, and really excited about the opportunity that it's provided for us to be in front of so many organizations, and especially organizations that are really committed to giving back.
Great, and can you also tell us how you're using the platform?
Sure, I'd love to. In fact, we have a favorite expression at Stop Hunger Now, and that expression is Salesforce strikes again. Because over and over we keep seeing ways in which it applies and makes us more effective. You know, I would say that overall, as nonprofit organizations, we see three things. Number one, we're being asked to do more with less. Number two, we're being asked to be more accountable for the work that we do. That is to show the impact that we're having.
Very important, nonprofit.
And number three, we're asked to be more transparent in the way we do things. And if you look at the way the latest Form 990 from the IRS was laid out, you know, it's all about transparency and governance. So I would say that from the broader perspective, Salesforce is helping us achieve all three of those goals. For Stop Hunger Now specifically, this meal packaging program has grown dramatically over the past 5 years, starting in one location, and has grown now to 10 locations. And we simply could not have facilitated that growth without Salesforce. Those locations are around the country, and so we needed something that provided easy access and that was easy for us to roll out with very disparate locations. So we're using Salesforce primarily in a few different ways. One is a CRM program, keeping track of our donors and supporters and our friends out there. But we're also using it as kind of an integral part of our business, and that is we use Salesforce to track each of the meal packaging events and where they take place and who's involved and what groups and number of meals are packaged, and helps us keep track of all those specifics. And then we're also using it to track the actual meal distribution. So we have a module within Salesforce that shows us where literally all of our meals have gone, and the details associated with each of those shipments.
And can you tell, how can people get involved today here at the conference? Where should they go?
They should go. People wanting to package meals and make a difference today can go to the third floor Moscone West.
Great. And
easily get signed in, and we'll put you right to work.
And how are we doing so far?
Like I said, we've packaged more than 110,000 meals so far, so we're off to a great start.
And I'm going to go back over to Adam here. Adam, so while we had an inaugural volunteer event at the conference here, we've had a lot of talk and a lot of sessions of dealing with UCSF and health and medical. Can you speak to a little bit about those sessions and how you're finding them, or how people here are finding these sessions about UCSF and how
Absolutely.
it's integrated into the conference?
Well, it's neat for me to watch because the relationship with Salesforce and UCSF Medical Center has grown so much in just even the last year. And I think we're still, as I said, on the precipice of just so many more things that we can do together. And some of our interaction and what we've done here at Dreamforce 2010 is really to try to highlight what we see as the future for medical care and research, and how Salesforce can just continue to make that process better, the outcomes more meaningful, and the response has been really fantastic. So we're real excited to be here.
Can you talk a little bit about the concert tonight? Do you have any information about the concert?
I do. It's a concert tonight. Tickets, I'll distribute tickets later.
It's a good
we're
ticket.
very lucky that the Salesforce Foundation is sponsoring the concert with Neil Young tonight, and we're very excited. It's going to be a fantastic concert at a great venue here in the city, and I'm looking forward to it.
And thank you for everyone who's bought a ticket already. We've raised about $3 million. We raised about $3 million?
Yeah, correct.
Right. Great. So I want to talk a little bit about Chatter. You mentioned how you've been using Chatter. Can you talk about how that's really changed how Fair Trade USA has been doing work?
Yeah, we just changed our name. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, so when Chatter was first announced, I was kind of a skeptic, I got to say. I was just like, why do we want to use this? But it's really come to be an alternate communication channel, which is very effective in our organization. Since we do have Salesforce on every seat, every intern, every employee, it's a great way to send out notices, updates, information, files. Then what we also did, which I think is a little unique, is so we opened it up with field updates and account updates. So when our partners log in through the portal and make a change in that portal, that's a Chatter feed back to our internal staff to notify them of the changes. And it's a great way just to get a dashboard of everything that's going on and kind of this nice visual representation where you're not just drowned in information. Because other options would have been, something like create a workflow or create tasks, and then you just would have gotten hundreds of these things. You would have drowned in it. So it's a great way to get the information without being overwhelmed by the information.
Great. So it sounds like you're very successful using Chatter. What were your tips or secrets for getting the adoption, or how has the adoption been while you were rolling it out?
Well, we made them do it.
Okay, that works.
You can automatically, we use the Excel connector to automatically follow all the account owners to follow the accounts they owned.
It's successful.
So, yep.
Great. So, Jonathan, we now have a much bigger university presence here that we're working with. Can you talk about your experience at Dreamforce, interacting, any aha moments that you've had? What are your aha moments you had, or people that you've met, things that you've learned here at Dreamforce?
I guess one of the aha moments was something that Mark Benioff said yesterday in the keynote, and that was communicating the idea that Salesforce was built for nonprofits, and just the idea that cloud computing is built for nonprofits. And with all the options that are available here, all the organizations that are here, it seems like such an obvious truth. And I'm really excited about seeing how our organization can take further and more advantage of that. It's also been a really nice opportunity. The foundation arranged a higher education summit, so other universities and colleges that are just getting started with the platform, or those that have really pushed the bounds of the platform, were able to share and network with each other and made a lot of great connections. So this has absolutely been a trip that's been well worth taking for me and the team here.
Julie, can I jump in on that one for a second? Because I think it really is great for nonprofits, because a lot of us have these very particular needs that aren't cookie cutter. And that's what's great about being on the Force.com platform, is you can take the core functionality, use it for what you need, but then extend it into those corners that a lot of other orgs don't have. And certainly for us, we had this huge supply chain issue to solve. And being able to do it right on the Force.com platform with everything else was a huge win for us.
Great.
Julie, if I can just add to that as well.
Absolutely.
Stop Hunger Now operates with just 3% going to administrative and fundraising costs. And I would say that, I worked for another organization that we had 6 people dedicated to IT and managing those systems. I would say that Stop Hunger Now could no way operate that efficiently on any other platform other than what Salesforce has provided.
Great. And my question I'm going to bring it out to all of you. What would you say to nonprofits who are afraid of technology? Who might not...
Embrace it. especially with this platform, it provides such great opportunities. And you know, for us, adoption was not an issue because we kind of built all of our business, all of our the way that we operate as an organization around this platform. And so it'll make the users will want to use it because it makes their lives easier. and truly they can be more accountable and more productive and more accountable for what they want to do.
Can I jump in as well?
Absolutely.
I think in the not-for-profit world, sometimes we forget, as you said, how unique in many ways we all are. But when it comes down to what we do, there's a lot of similarities. So we all can start with the not-for-profit starter pack. And then what we learn is how customizable it is. And it continues to be. So as technology changes, as research changes, as medicine changes, this can adapt to what we're doing.
I'd really encourage people just to not be afraid. One of the things, the foundation really makes it very simple to get started. They'll donate up to 10 licenses for free as long as you're a qualifying nonprofit. And then if you need to buy additional seats, it can scale with your organization. So it's not like other business solutions where you have to make a $100,000 investment. You can start very small. And I think part of the fear maybe also comes with nonprofits. They don't have a very technical person on staff. And Salesforce is a very easy to use, very easy to configure platform. And because it's kind of the Cadillac of CRMs, there is a ton of resources that are available. So there's countless formulas and field updates and workflow updates that I've been able to figure out how to implement in our organization, literally by Googling it, finding out a community, finding a resource, and being able to bolt that into our organization. So there's tons of resources available. Even if you had to pay full price, I'd recommend that nonprofits take a serious look at the platform. But with the generosity of the foundation, you really can't afford not to.
So I'm hearing patience and find the resources that we have out there will help you be unscared. James, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to make the point that, so we've done just kind of a wild, crazy implementation, and it was really with 1.5 staff. It's not a huge, I was talking in front of these other people, and they're like, oh, you can do that if you're an enterprise environment. We're not an enterprise staff. There's 1.5 of us. And we did it all. So you can really do sophisticated build-outs with very minimal investment. And it's been great.
Great. I love hearing these stories. This is what makes my job fun, meaningful, and rewarding. So I want to hear, tell me one of your aha moments or most memorable moments at Dreamforce thus far this year. We'll start with Adam, because he's
the most memorable moment that we've had.
Memorable moment or aha moment that you've had at Salesforce.
Well, for me, it was actually finally understanding the simple relationship between the objects. You know, when we first did the customization, it just didn't sink in initially, and then suddenly when we went live, it all made sense how the contacts relate to accounts, relate to opportunities. It all just makes sense.
Oh.
Come on, James.
Aha moment. In this Dreamforce?
Or anyone, any Dreamforce,
well,
take it away.
So my big switch is I really came out of not big iron, but mini iron environment. Oracle databases, HP 3000 mini frames, and really letting go of kind of long-term, intense application development to really quick, which is great, customizable, not worry so much about the impact of some changes, because you can undo them, you can redo them, you can move data around. It's just a much more flexible environment, and so you can move faster and be more flexible. That was big for me.
I think one of my aha moments was seeing the possibility and the need for me to transition from just being kind of a lurker with the Salesforce community and to really truly be engaged. There's an application that's been set up for all the attendees at Dreamforce where they can follow other attendees or they can follow staff or presenters. And I sat in on a session that was presented by a Salesforce.com staff member. After the session, I looked him up inside the Chatter app. I commented on the profile, thanking him for the presentation. And he's following me back, and it's opened up a line of communication. So I mentioned earlier going on Google and finding solutions and just kind of taking them. I think my aha moment at this Dreamforce is that I need to get involved with the higher education community, get involved with other Salesforce developers, and really be able to leverage those relationships to help further our organization's mission.
So Dreamforce will continue for you.
Right. The dream lives on. Yes.
Any aha moments?
There have been a lot of aha moments.
Pick one.
For me, I would say that my mind has really been expanded. When we started with Salesforce, it was really just as a way of keeping track of our donors, that very specific application. And for us, the implementation kind of grew into other areas of our organization. But being here at Dreamforce has really opened my eyes to so many other and new applications, and this whole idea of Cloud 2 and what that means in terms of interactivity with our constituents is really something that I realize our organization needs to take advantage of and learn more about.
Great. Wonderful.
Can I say one more very quick
One
thing?
more thing.
You know, I think I
30
misunderstood the
seconds.
question. That what was the most impactful part about Salesforce, but I think it was what was the most impactful part about Dreamforce. And so, real simply, it's the enormity of this of how many people are using Salesforce, and how lucky we are to have Salesforce as a partner
Great.
at UCSF Medical Center.
Well, I want to say thank you for being here. We love
thank you.
hearing innovation on the platform, more so what you guys are doing to make the world a better place, using the platform, and we're all thrilled to be a part of it. So thank you.
Thanks, Julie. Thanks.
Thank you, Julie.